Unfortunately, the Beyerdynamic Lagoon ANC headphones are just an underwhelming pair of ANC headphones that just can't compete against other recently released ANC headphones. They don't fit all that well, they're missing features, their active noise cancellation isn't all that impressive, and these headphones don't sound all that remarkable for their $400 asking price. Personally, I can't find any viable reasons to get these headphones over any of the other $400 ANC headphones that I've recently reviewed. Now, the Lagoon ANCs retail for $400, but you can find them on sale for $300, and I've even seen them go on sale for $278. But even at $278, I still don't recommend that you get them. Now, if you're new here, the Sony 1000 XM3s are my preferred and most recommended pair of ANC headphones if active noise cancellation is your main priority. But if the Sony 1000 XM3s are out of the question because you want something that fits better or something that sounds better than the Sonys but still have decent active noise cancellation, then the Bose NC700s are the way to go. So if you want to pick these headphones up or any of the other headphones mentioned in this video, they'll be linked down below. Now, first off, I'll admit that the Lagoon ANCs come included with a very decent hard shell carrying case, and besides wanting a dedicated pocket to store my cables, I don't really have any issues with this case. Now, when it comes to the headphones themselves, I like how they look, and I also like how they look on your head. These are a pair of very low profile headphones. But when it comes to their build quality, that's another story. When we enter the $400 headphone price range, that's where we start to see headphones with more out there designs, like the Bose NC700s, or headphones start to use finer materials, like let's say the Bowers & Wilkins PX7s and their carbon fiber composite arms, which look awesome, or the real sheepskin leather on the Sennheiser Momentum 3s, which feel awesome. But none of that is present on the Lagoon ANCs. They just don't feel like a pair of $400 headphones. And personally, to me, these headphones feel cheap for two key reasons. First off, the headband on these headphones feels very loose whenever you extend it, and the way these ear cups pivot and swivel is also just way too loose. But something that I do want to point out is that the leatherette on these ear cups actually does feel pretty nice. Now, it doesn't feel as nice as the leatherette on the Bose NC700s, but it is a step up from the leatherette found on the Bowers & Wilkins PX7 and Sony 1000 XM3. But unfortunately, when it comes to comfort, these headphones don't fit all that well, and they're definitely not big head approved. I even think that people with smaller heads will find these headphones to be a little too tight, just because these headphones have so much clamping force. But also, these headphones aren't suited for people with ears that stick out a lot. Even though these ear pads have a good diameter to them, since they're so shallow, they still end up pushing your ears down because they don't cave in like other headphones out there. But another reason why I just don't think these headphones are all that comfortable is because their padding is very stiff. Now, by now you may have noticed that the ear cups on these headphones light up, which Beyerdynamics calls their light guide system, which are supposed to intuitively help you use your headphones. Besides looking pretty, is it useful? Not really. I mean, you can set your own default color and they'll tell you when your phone is connected, but personally, I just wish Beyerdynamic would have focused on the important stuff first before they start working on gimmicks. Now, when it comes to tech specs, these headphones charge via a USB-C port, so at least they got that right. And when it comes to battery life, these headphones have an advertised battery life of 24.5 hours with ANC turned on, which is average for a pair of premium ANC headphones these days. So these headphones should be able to last you about a week and a half in between charges. Regarding Bluetooth connectivity, these headphones are rocking Bluetooth 4.2, but more importantly, these headphones can be connected to two devices at the same time, so you can hot swap from your phone to your computer. And when it comes to watching movies with these headphones actually have a zero latency across the board, whether you're using an iPhone or Android device. So overall, Bluetooth connectivity on these headphones is actually very solid. But when it comes to listening to music with these headphones, personally, I don't think that they sound all that remarkable. Now, out of the box, I think that these headphones sound shallow because the bass on these headphones overpowers the mids. But it's not like these headphones have a lot of bass to them. Instead, it sounds like the bass on these headphones are placed in front of the mids. And unfortunately, these headphones don't have an adjustable EQ. Instead, you're supposed to go through a hearing test on these headphones and then they'll make an optimized EQ for you. Although after going through the hearing test, I did notice that the mids were brought out a little, I still couldn't help but notice that the bass on these headphones could still easily overpower the mids. But still, like I mentioned, these headphones don't sound all that remarkable because they sound like any other pair of headphones out there. There's nothing really special about them, like let's say the super wide soundstage and well-defined bass on the Bowers & Wilkins PX7, or the resonating bass on the Sennheiser Momentum 3s, which just sends chills down your back. But at least the touchpad on the Lagoon ANC is fairly decent, and they actually copied one of my favorite things about the touchpad on the Sony 1000 XM3s, where if you press and hold, they'll continuously raise or lower your volume, which is just something I would wish Bose would add to the NC700s through a software update, but without breaking your headphones. But now let's talk about the active noise cancellation on these headphones. Even though these headphones don't have all that much cabin pressure, the active noise cancellation on these headphones isn't all that impressive for a pair of $400 headphones. But so that you can see for yourself, we're going to jump into an ANC test. Like you may have just seen, both the Bose NC700 and Sony 1000 XM3s managed to block out considerably more noise than the Lagoon ANCs across the board. But also, the active noise cancellation on the Lagoon ANCs feels a little less gen, mainly because there is a noticeable hissing in the background that can sometimes be heard when you're listening to music or when watching a movie with these headphones. And also, the microphone on these headphones really like to pick up a lot of wind noise when walking outdoors. Personally, in the amount of time that I've been using these headphones, I've just been using them with their ANC turned off. But like I mentioned earlier, the Lagoon ANCs are missing features that are pretty standard for ANC headphones these days. And that's a quick attention or conversation feature like on the Bose NC700s, where they'll pause your music and pump in all of the ambient sound around you so that you can quickly talk to someone like this. And the Lagoon ANCs are also missing an ambient mode where the headphones will pump in the ambient sound around you while you're listening to music, which I think is crucial for any commuter because having an ambient mode allows you to be aware of your surroundings while you're listening to your music or podcast. But finally, when it comes to the microphone on these headphones for phone calls, I do think it is usable. Now, the microphone on these headphones doesn't sound amazing, but I do think it is a slight step up from the microphone found on the Sony 1000 XM3. The only caveat is that I have noticed that the microphone on these headphones does like to pop sometimes, but I don't know if this microphone is going to pop during this specific sound demo. So overall, I can't find any compelling reasons to pick up the Lagoon ANCs. If you're a constant commuter looking for ANC headphones, well, these aren't all that comfortable, their active noise cancellation isn't that impressive, and they outright just lack in ambient mode. And when it comes to their sound, I just don't think that these headphones sound all that remarkable, given their $400 asking price. And even at $300 or even a little less, I still wouldn't consider getting these headphones. So, like I mentioned earlier, if active noise cancellation is a main priority for you, then I highly recommend the Sony 1000 XM3s. Or if those are out of the question because you want something that fits better, or if you want something that sounds better, then the Bose NC700s are the way to go. Or if sound is your main priority, then I highly recommend the Bowers & Wilkins PX7, or if you need something that's big head approved but still sounds great, then the Sennheiser Momentum 3s are the way to go. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.